And funny enough, the Niger Delta seems not to be agitating for having these seaports. Why? Possibly because they are already rich in terms of the revenue allocation they get because they have oil. But another thing again is the fact that one of the main reasons why the Igbo man have to leave to places like Lagos is the fact that the Igbo man is a businessman, and there's ease of doing business since they are more into importing or whatever to come and reside in Lagos. But funny enough, this would have been made much easier had it been there's a kind of if the seaport in the Niger deltas is viable, right? So, but you get to see that by the time the Igbo man complain of we need seaport now, they will say no, you don't have anywhere to have a seaport, right? And let's go to this other aspect. What are the major reasons for the agitation of an Igbo man in the country at the moment? We just need to do justice to that. One is the fact that the Igbo man feels threatened anywhere he goes. In most of the places he goes, most especially in the north, anything that happens, he feels threatened. We're going to burn down your business. This is not your place. We'll send you away. With evidence, right? It has happened so many times. In short, even recently in Lagos, they seems to be having that as well, right? That is point agitation number one. Number two agitation is the fact that they feel that they don't need to go to Lagos to actually access seaport and have ease of doing business, and a lot of it would have been much more easier had it been them and the Niger Deltans are together and there's a seaport created there, right? Which is a fact, and of which I feel it would have been the best. But in so doing now, I think it's going to make Lagos less effective, and at the same time, in short, it's going to make Lagos less effective. And I think that's why politically, consciously or unconsciously, that has remained for a very long time. But looking at it now, having said this, what is the way out? The way out still remains the fact that I think the Igbos need to work better with the Niger Deltans, because I see a lot of similarity, if not for political differences and a lot of other things born out of selfishness and born out of a creation that was actually designed to contain them. I think they will strive more better, and they will agitate for all these things that can make their regions more viable. And second, another thing is we need to look at the landmass. One of the reasons why the Igbo man have to move to other places, a lot of places to do business as well, is the fact that he's deprived of the landmass. Generally speaking, if you look at the creation of the 6 geopolitical regions, you will get to see that it was just a calculated attempt born out of selfishness and born out of trying to contain a particular group of people not to be viable. So, but just like I said, I feel there is need for the Igbos to either work out their differences with the Niger Deltans, because while the fact is some of their differences seems to be stemming from the past history in regards to the civil war that happened, but I feel everybody have made mistakes at any point in time, and they need to put aside differences and come together and fight for that. And I equally want to talk about the quality of the legislators, the lawmakers that are being pushed from these regions. I feel competent legislators should be pushed that can lobby and work with other people at the same time. So this is just my opinion generally.
You tried, brother. I mean, he tried, didn't he? Like I said, that most of what he is talking about now are known to some of us here, maybe not many. Lagos diary political, except if you are new. That's why some of what he's trying to pass will somehow be like, but to us here, or for us here, right? We knew that all along. In an effort, listen this one, some people are saying that if I heard it too, he said, if Peter Obi becomes your president, he is going to open up seaports in the east. And therefore, Lagos State is now going to become empty. Primarily, you have people with serious, narrow minds. Okay? Very short-sighted people. And you see this narrow-mindedness, right? Is not something that happened as a coincidence. It is inbuilt, built through tribal, ethnic, and other useless, unnecessary factors of hatred. You get that now? That's why some people think if they open seaport, massive seaport on a seaport, dredge River Niger, dredge it enough that large ship can actually batch there as well. You know something? It's only short-minded people that will think doing all of that is going to make Lagos less rich. That's dumb. Opening up your seaports, Ondo, Ogun, Lagos is open. Now, go to this Niger Delta where they have this massive ocean. Open them up. You know what that simply means? It simply means that you are going to create prosperity everywhere. Number one, you see that congestion that you face in Lagos, the whole port, what do you call it, port touting and all of that stuff. You'll be able to control them and you will create, oh my God, tons of jobs. Do you understand? You will create tons of jobs. You will create prosperity. Your people will have so much to do from all parts, all sides. The more ports you have, the richer you become. Lagos will still be making its own trillions. Other places will be making their own trillions too. Creating jobs, creating economies around those places. Reducing the over-influx of people from one side to one side. But we all know that those in charge of that contraption, the past and present, they are narrow-minded people. The reason why they created the 6 geopolitical zones after the bloody genocidal war of 1967 to 1970, in case if some of you don't know, the name Biafra, all right, it's being suggested for the name of a new nation. Apart from the mention of the bite of Biafra in like old map, but the first time after they matched this contraption together and people chose that ancient name, the first person to suggest that is not even an Igbo man. But because you see, while people have whatever, people say living in proximity to one another, sharing either language, culture, tradition, trade, marriages, and the rest of that, in living in that proximity actually makes them one people of different tribal background. All right? That's what it used to be before 1966, when everything got broken apart. All right? So, and then when the war came, an Ijo man, Yoruba man, and others who were so invested in this eastern part of Nigerian government that became Biafran government, right? They all stood together, fought together, but it didn't end well. When a segment of a Biafran soldier started accusing some of these people of being saboteurs, like they have been accused them of spying for the federal troops. This bad blood became more tensed when people were actually killed for being accused of spying for Nigeria. Now, the survivors and all of them who later got saved or rescued as, liberated, that's the word, liberated by the approaching Nigerian army. They were taught the reason why they must never, should I say, they weren't even probably taught. They themselves agreed that at that point, anything that is going to associate them with the eastern part of Nigeria or Biafra, they will reject it. And they keep passing that on to their children up to today. So Abacha saw that line, created the 6th geopolitical zone. He didn't even ask them. So the six geopolitical zone to ensure that you see that word that is so close, the creek, the oil, the creek, as well as the ocean. All of these, they are like ready-made wealth, if well harnessed or like utilized for the people. So they cut them off. And that was their own design of saying, we have now carved them in the middle, which also gave birth to that, that foolish statement of Bukwari when he said the Igbos are dotting a cycle. Because they were part of the old plan that they felt like in the future to prevent the Igbos from ever asking for Biafra again. Because if they did ask for it again, they are going to get it. They strongly believe that. And I believe that's one reason why Nnamdi Kanu is dangerous for them. Because they believe that to stop the Igbos from ever trying to want to be on their own again, we must make sure that the bad blood we have planted between them and those we behind, in the riverine area, including those ones who are going to deny their identity, last long enough. And that's what you have. And today, the Deltans, or they call them Niger Delta, South-South. In geography, there's nothing called South-South. Sorry, no offense to those of you from Niger Delta. I think it's better I just call you Niger Delta. That's much like respectful. Or South-South makes it like, dumbness can actually be institutionalized. And today you'll be hearing Southeast. You see the pole like that. You see the North. You see the South. So you see the Southwest, the Southeast. And then they are South-South. And I'm like, where would the South-South be? You see the Southeast. Here. Where is the South-South? You say, no. The arrow is this. You say Southeast. But the East stop here. And then South start from here again. I say, okay, this one is Southeast. And then the one from here to here is South. Nigeria wonder. And today, we are facing what is called identity crisis in that contraption. If people begin to argue with you, right, that they are this, they are not that. We are this, we are not. I say, calm down. Sometimes maybe if everybody just sit back and relax, they will see through the nonsense they put together in this fake contraption, honestly. But a lot of us have come so far along, that accepting the truth, be like say, I'm offering you a cup of hypo. It is so hard to swallow. No, I would rather believe what I've already believed. Nigeria will be great again. Nigeria, God will answer our prayers someday. This truth you are serving, I know if you take it, or you will take it eventually. Because a time is coming when you would no longer be able to lie to yourself. You can keep giving excuses now, because you can. But guess what? There's going to be a time that you won't be able to give excuses anymore. Right? Today in Niger States, and not just Niger States, across Nigeria, some major cities have recorded massive flooding. I don't know, this kind of flooding, right? Or this kind of flood, right? They are this massive whenever a dam breaks or they open up a dam. Or with what we have seen in Mokwa in Niger States, what we have seen in Aba, in Abia States, partly of Lagos, Edo States, and Taraba. Well, you can begin to ask yourself about the infrastructural development that APC claims to be putting in place since 2015. Are they really existing? I don't know. I keep asking myself, I have no idea how many people have died, but this is very, very bad. Very bad.
What did you carry there? Yeah, got no actually money. Hey, what's that with you now? إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إله إلا الله إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون Canada. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Oh, I'm going.
Don't come here. Don't come to my shop. Oh. Yeah, don't come to